Hey everyone, Dale Price here with Access College America, and I hope this finds you all at home, healthy, and well. I have been a little bit overwhelmed with the outpouring of questions from families coming to me asking about the status of college admissions, asking about what their seniors should be doing right now to transition into the fall, what's happening with the SAT, the ACTs, AP tests, SAT subject tests, what to do and how to learn about colleges right now because pretty much everything is at a deadlock. So I decided to create a webinar and do this for you all. I did it live yesterday, but I got hit up by so many people that weren't able to attend the live session that I'm actually re-recording this today. So if you're watching the replay, do me a favor. We're all in this together. There's a lot of families out there that are confused, overwhelmed, and don't know what to do. Give the post a like, share it on your Facebook, maybe LinkedIn, maybe Twitter, and spread it out so that families can also get access to guidance with college planning during this crazy pandemic. So in case you don't know who I am, as mentioned, my name is Dale Price. I am the founder and owner of Access College America. We are a national provider for guidance with college planning. I work with families all over the country using Zoom, FaceTime. We work on academic planning, SAT, ACT test planning. We do career inventories to identify strengths and interests. And we also look at really how to create a balanced college list. I'm probably known for telling everybody that the moment you go into your freshman year, that summer of your rising freshman year, everything is fair game in the high stakes world of college admissions. I'm a former senior admissions officer. I've worked in higher education since 2006. This past year, I helped my clients submit over 250 college applications. So if this is your first time to go through the application process, I just did it 250 times, and that was only 1 year. I'm also a former scholarship chair. I'm past president of Texas Access Los Angeles chapter, so hook 'em horns. But I have actually personally awarded thousands and thousands of dollars to students that want to go to college in the form of scholarships. So I'm the audience for college admissions and also how to create that competitive award-winning scholarship application. So now this webinar, I'm going to do a real general overview and provide some advice for really content that is necessary for everybody. But I'm going to really focus a lot of this webinar for my juniors and also for my seniors. And then I will provide a free gift at the very end of this. So you'll need to send me an email that you're watching this, or in the comment section, leave me your email address, and I will be sending you my interview guide. You can use this for your college interviews, internships, when you're applying for a job. So this is my interview guide that's coming out of some of my handouts. And take notes. So this is the point in the webinar when you need to get a notepad, because I'm going to give you a lot of really, really important information. So make sure that you've got some notes, you've got paper handy, and we're just going to move into it. But before I get started, I got to give a shout out to my scholars, the class of 2020. You guys make me so proud. Times are tense right now, but even with today's times, there is an opportunity to celebrate you. You all, I want you to take a look at this screen. You don't get into Duke or Penn or UCLA or honors programs just by sitting at your computer screen and doing your essays and your applications overnight. This takes planning. This takes hard work. This takes strategy. So this is just a sample of some of the colleges that my scholars for the class of 2020 got into. There's many, many more. But I will say the motto for Access College America is prepare, apply, and achieve. And because these folks prepared, because they applied the hard work, the strategies, the curriculum that I created for them, they were absolutely able to succeed. And you guys did it, all of your hard work, and you worked tirelessly. So congratulations to the success out there. I'm so excited to see where all you go to and the success. And remember, perspective is everything right now. So let's focus and let's celebrate the hard work for seniors all over the country have received, and that will help get us all through this together. So great job, guys. Super, super proud of you all. So now let's switch gears. This is what you came for. I want to say that typically speaking, March and April, this is a very, very busy time for everybody. You know, this is when those juniors, this is really when you are circling around with colleges. You're meeting your college admissions officers. You're doing tours. You're signing up for all these tests. And the seniors are narrowing down where they're going to go to college. May 1st is traditionally the National Decision Day. And by now, pretty much, almost everyone already has already knows their top 1-2 schools. But, because of this pandemic, it's really wreaked havoc on everything. And people are kind of at a deadlock. What do we do now? Where are we going to go to school? And there's a lot of students that are second guessing if they really want to go out of state. So, we've got closing schools, we've got canceled tours, we've got standardized tests that are also getting bumped up and moved around. And I want you all to understand there is a little bit of silver lining in this. We are all in it together. And everybody, including admissions officers, they're real people. They're understanding. They are going to be very, very sensitive to all disruptions. So keep that in mind throughout this presentation, that the person that is going to review your college application is well aware of what you have gone through, some of the concessions that you've had to make. Maybe there was not an opportunity for you to take the SAT 2 or 3 times because your date got canceled. So, keep that perspective in mind. And then my disclosure before I jump right into everything, you guys, information is fast changing right now. By the time that I have recorded this, there's probably going to be a whole nother list of updates that can come out. So always, always important that you are verifying directly with the college that you are interested in for updates, deadlines, test changes, requirements, and all of that. So again, I'm going to provide information. Best advice is always going to come directly from the school that you are applying to. So just want to keep that, because again, if you folks are watching this 1 month from now or 2 months from now, it may be a completely different picture. And don't forget, like this post and share it on your social media links so we can get some really great information out. Let's talk about my juniors, or juniors in general. So I want you all to understand that you are not at a disadvantage given the current circumstances. We're all in the same boat. The playing field is actually pretty level. Everyone's doing work from home, all right? So keep that in mind. But I also want you to understand that your grades still matter, all right? This needs to be something that you really, really are focusing on. Your grades, your tests, your assignments, everything you're doing at home. You guys realize that when an admissions officer reviews your college application, this semester is the very last thing they're going to see before they decide whether or not they're going to admit you into your program. So make sure that your ending gets strong. You want to apply to college with your grades going up, not going down. You want to show momentum behind you when you are applying to college. So everything still counts. Everything you're doing right now is still going to be part of your academic record. I have a feeling that college admissions officers are really going to pay a much closer look and put much more weight on the grades that are happening pre-pandemic, though, all right? Because that's when everyone was going to school, everyone had faculty members, there was a much more well-defined curriculum and benchmarks for success. So keep that in mind, that everything you did before March is probably going to have a lot of weight added to it. And if you are not proud of those grades, all the more reason you got to end strong right now. Also, I want to talk about the fact that colleges are probably going to put more focus on having a holistic review process, meaning that it won't just be the grades or maybe your tests that get you across the finish line or hold you back. It's going to be your contributions to society. It'll be those clubs and activities that you got involved in. It'll be, you know, your personal essays that are going to probably carry a lot of weight right now. So your strategy before, oh, as long as I have the grades and the tests, I'm pretty confident I'll get in, may actually, you may want to shift things and really focus on that holistic approach. All right. So keep that in mind. And I want to encourage all of you that your last 2 years of high school, make sure that you're selecting the right clubs and activities that can provide a fit to major. What I mean by that is, if you're interested in going into a STEM related field, make sure that you have evidence backing up that you are a STEM major right now. So it's all wonderful that you want to go and volunteer at the animal shelter or do a canned food drive. Very, very, very kind and thoughtful and philanthropic of you. But what else are you doing to show, to prove to a admissions officer that you have the tenacity, that you have the self-discovery and the reflection, and that you know that you are fit to be a computer science student? All right, so that's another tip for you. I do college planning workshops. I'm actually doing one tomorrow, Saturday, March the 29th. This year is going by fast. But anyway, you're probably all watching a recording now, and that date will have passed by the time you see this. I also want to talk a little bit about a 3-step process for meeting your admissions officer. So for the scholars that work with me, you guys, you all have a College Connect form. And this is the step-by-step process that I'm referring. And you all know, the scholars, that every college must have its own folder, because this is the research that you'll be using to complete your college applications. For those that don't work with me, I'll give you just a real quick overview. The first thing you need to do is, because as you know, your admissions officer is not coming to your high school, they're not going to your college fair, and they're not going to actually be having a college tour. So how do you connect with these people? And first of all, admissions officers, their number one job is to recruit their next incoming class. They are admissions officers. They are here to admit you, not reject you, but admit you. So they are looking for students that they can accept into their program. But there's a disconnection between them and you right now. So how do you bridge that rapport? Well, the first thing you need to do is, I want you all to start signing up for virtual tours. I want you all to start signing up, following colleges on your social media outlets. Mom, dads out there, join Facebook groups, connect with other parents as well. Ask them about their son or daughter's experience. You can also participate in online events. Bottom line, you know, use this to your advantage. Don't use the physical barriers as a limitation. Get connected with schools virtually, do the tours, go online, follow them on social media pages. And by the way, a lot of colleges are tracking your level of engagement with them. It is called demonstrated interest. So by that, a lot of colleges will determine whether or not you get into their program by the level of engagement that you have had with them. So you should be doing this anyway, all right? So now, after you've done the virtual tour, the second thing that you need to do is you need to start reviewing the admissions information about a college. You can go to collegedata.com, you can go to Big Future, you can go directly to the college admissions website and Google the university plus freshman profile and read about the GPA, the test scores, the in-state versus out-of-state admit rates. Basically, get acclimated with what is it going to take to get into that program. The third thing you need to do is the fun part. You need to identify who your college admissions officer is. You need to find out who has your territory, who is responsible for reviewing all of the applications from your specific high school. And then I want you to reach out to them and schedule maybe a 10 to 15-minute call. Now, that call can be over the phone. It can be virtual, like on Zoom, FaceTime, or it can be on Google Hangouts. You know, it can be face-to-face or phone. But by this point, you've done a tour of the college. And if you're working with me, scholars, don't forget, there's a section on your College Connect form to keep all of your notes as well. You've done a virtual tour, you've read about the college admissions and what it's going to take to get in. Now you are connecting with the decision maker for a meet and greet, right? And you're going to ask questions that you cannot find out anywhere else on the college website. Maybe you are concerned about your academic rigor. Maybe you're concerned about the SAT or ACT test. Maybe you want to find out about any changes in the application process. For example, if the school is going to be test optional. So this is a really great opportunity, again, for you to put a face with the name and start building that rapport so that when that admissions officer gets your college application, they're expecting it and they know who you are. All right. Finally, make sure that you're getting engaged. That's what all of this is about. You know, you have to keep in mind that when you are applying to college, it is a contact sport. You can't sit on the sidelines and just submit an application and think that's going to be good enough. You've got to research the schools. You've got to learn about the college program. You've got to build a balanced college list in order to get in. You don't want to apply to a bunch of reach schools. And you need to know if the school's going to be considered a reach or not based off of your statistics and their incoming class. Also, you see the second part right here, reconsider your what happened to me essay. My class of 20 scholars, we are already creating outlines for our main essay. We're already working on our short answer questions as well, because I want everything done and submitted as soon as October the 1st, right? For those to meet those early action and priority deadlines. I'm already seeing everyone writing about this, you know, COVID-19. The same thing happened in 9/11. Everybody picked the same topic. Now, I never tell anybody what they should write about and what they should not write about. But what I'm going to tell you is this: if you are going to write about today's circumstances, the pandemic, I want you to give it from a perspective that is unique, something that is personal, maybe a circumstance, a place, a moment, a time, a situation that is your story, that is not shared by anybody else. We're all at home right now. We all are having to practice self-discipline to get our assignments done, right? We all have family members that are concerned and that we're worried about, or maybe you yourself got COVID-19. So there's a lot of commonalities happening. So I say there's three questions. The three questions I apply when I read an essay is: one, is this your story, or can I take this story and put somebody else's name on it and then it becomes their story? Two, did I learn anything new about you? Meaning, did I walk away from this main essay and do I feel like I'm your friend? You know, or, you know, am I leaving the story and I don't have any answers to who you are? The third question I ask is, can I wrap this story up in 2 or 3 sentences? Or are you pretty much just reciting everything that I already knew about you in your resume, your accomplishments, your achievements, things like that? So I should be able to walk away and in 2 to 3 sentences wrap this story up, because I'm going to go to my colleague next door and say, I just read the most amazing essay. It was about X, Y, and Z. And that's how you want this approach to happen. These main essays should be focused on self-discovery, self-reflection, and it needs to be something unique and novel to you. All right. So that is my advice. Just looking over my notes, that is my advice for my juniors. Now let's talk a little bit about the SAT and ACT updates. Spring dates are canceled. All right. So, which means there is a mad dash for everybody to get registered for June, July, and August exams. You need to get those registered now. I'm already hearing about some testing spots actually getting full early on. So go ahead and get registered for those now. And keep in mind that, you know, statistically speaking, you're able to improve your score the second and third time you take that test. So you want to have an opportunity to take it 2 and 3 times. However, colleges are going to understand if you don't get to, because space is limited. Many colleges are also becoming test optional. So make sure that you are following up with the colleges on your list and see if there were any changes with that. Oregon State, Tufts, Concordia, Case Western, Indiana University. These are a few of the schools that have moved to becoming test optional as well. Focus your priorities. A lot of students are trying to navigate between the AP test and the SAT subject test and taking an SAT or ACT. Here's a rule of thumb. Colleges, first of all, are test agnostic. They do not care whether you submit the SAT or the ACT. They just want to see your best scores. And if you're trying to juggle between 4 of these tests, keep in mind, only 2 of the tests are required for most colleges. That is the SAT or the ACT. So if you are trying to squeeze in too much in a short amount of time and you're juggling between too much, drop the AP test and the subject test. There's only about 30 colleges in America anyway that still require the SAT subject test, and even MIT has recently dropped it. So, don't focus too much on things that are bonus and extra. Focus more or less on what's going to be required. Now, updates for these AP tests, because the College Board sent a survey that said to 18,000 people, do you still want to take this test? 91% of the students said yes. If you said yes, then you better be sitting for this test. So if you are going to be registered to take this test, or let's say, for example, you've changed your mind, you can request a full refund now and expect to get that. All right, so there's that. There's some good news there. Also, these tests will be taken at home and online. The test mock-up will be different. It's not going to be 3.5 hours multiple choice. It's going to be about 45 minutes fill in the blank. It's going to be harder, actually, just letting you know. And a majority of the content is actually, I think all the content being covered is only going to happen through March as well. That's when you were in school. There are free response questions for all of the tests. Again, as I mentioned, fill in the blank. There is also free test prep. If you go to the College Board website, go to the AP section, they have some free practice tests for you as well. I do believe they are retired test questions too. Expect complex math questions on all of this, which means you will need to take a picture using an iPhone or a tablet and submit your work. They're going to want to see everything, all of your steps, especially for the equations and the draw diagrams. So you'll need to submit all of that, and there's only 2 testing dates for these AP tests. So you guys, I want you all to focus on this for a second. You need to get your game plan ready. You need to get your testing days. You need to get your timeline. You can't just wait and walk in and think you're going to sign up for a test. The whole landscape of college admissions has completely changed from what it was about a month ago. Now is the most important time that you start getting together how you're going to get your applications in for college. You can't wait until August to start figuring this out. You got to start now, all right? So let me move into advice for my seniors, and then I'm going to give you some resources as well to get started, and then I'll go into some closing thoughts. I'm trying to get this done soon. And again, if you're following, give it a like, share it with your family on your social media outlets, and then leave your email address in the comment section, and I'll send you my interview guide. Seniors, you got this. I posted this picture on the Access College America Facebook page. I think it got shared like 80 times, had like almost 9,000 or 10,000 views. And it's so true. Guys, for my class of 20, I want to say my heart goes out to you. Nobody wants to end high school like this. And I know that it's tough. I know that a lot of you are disappointed because you're going to miss prom, commencements, things like that. So just know that I am proud of you and all of that you have accomplished. And this little poem, I'm not going to take credit for it. I didn't write it, but this is exactly how I feel. Dear high school seniors of 2020, you were born when the world was grieving over 9/11, and you are graduating as the world grieves a pandemic. Although your 2 biggest launches into freedom, birth and graduation, have taken place in the midst of tragedies, just know that the world is an amazing, loving, beautiful place, and it is waiting for you with open arms. We grieve with you that your senior year is ending this way, but we cannot wait to see how you overcome and soar. You were made for this. Love all the senior parents. And if you are the parent of a senior, I know this is exactly how you feel. Now, advice. Please, please, please finish strong, just like with my juniors, really all high school grades. This is all part of your transcripts. You have got to finish out. You've got to end strong. The colleges you have applied to, whichever one you're going to go to, is going to see how you finish this term. I'm also seeing a shakeup in terms of top choices. colleges that were once out of state or had a long distance to home, a lot of students are picking a school that's closer to home now, because I don't know if it's related to the pandemic or not, but a lot of students are saying, hey, I'd rather go to the school that's in my backyard than go to the school that's on a whole nother coast. I don't know if this is related or not, but I am seeing a shakeup. So if your student is at home and what you thought was their first choice, maybe they're throwing you a curveball with the second or third choice, that's normal. That's happening with a lot of students right now. Now, because the economy has completely shifted, my phone has been blowing up from families asking for help. What do we need to do right now? My advice to you is, one, college admissions officers, they're in the business of admitting you, and their colleagues are financial aid officers. They're in the business of financing you to go to that school. Their full-time job is to make this dream a reality and help make things affordable. So if your income does not look like the income it did 2 years ago because of the pandemic, you must call the school and let them know about any changes to your income or your circumstances. Maybe you're at home right now for 2 weeks, and maybe you're soaking up your vacation or your sick time. And maybe after that 2 weeks, you don't know where your next paycheck is going to come from. And you're actually going to be cutting in to your child's college fund to make ends meet, to keep the lights on, to keep food on the table. It's happening to thousands of people all over the country. The college that your kid is interested in applying or going to needs to know that. This is the best time to renegotiate scholarships. Go back, look at the loans, look at the interest rates, see if the school has an FSEOG or some kind of state grant. So go back and get connected with them as well. Next, I want you all to check on those orientation dates and deposit due dates. Find out, when is orientation, when is that deposit due for school. You're going to have to make arrangements to attend. You may have to make arrangements to attend orientation to go with your students. Some school will allow you to go, some schools will not allow you to go. The bottom line is, you need to know if you're going to have to take time off of work to go to that orientation date. Next, you need to find out if the national decision day changed for your school. May 1st traditionally is the date that everybody must circle back with the school and give them a thumbs up or a thumbs down, right? Now, some schools are extending that deadline to June the 1st. So it can buy you some more time to go back and renegotiate your financial aid award package. All right. Next, you want to confirm when your student is planning on starting school. A lot of schools are bumping up their fall start date to September. So maybe you had a timeline created in which you were going to transition your kid to school by the end of July, beginning of August. But when is school really going to be starting? Is it going to be in September? So again, you need to get your timeline part of this. Finally, students, as I mentioned, focus on your grades. Everything is still part of your record. I want to go into some quick resources. This is a really great resource for virtual tours. You've got to have a Google account, I believe, in order to access this link. It's a list of hundreds and hundreds of colleges that are actually doing virtual tours right now. Also, you can subscribe to the National Association for College Admissions Counseling's blog. They put out a really great blog updating folks about the changes with test optional schools, start dates, all that. You can also sign up for my free newsletter. It goes out every single month. It's free. And I do scholarship spotlights. I keep families updated with current events, things like that. All of you, if you're watching this, I hope that you have subscribed to Access College America. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. So make sure that you are following and staying connected for current events, timelines, tips, recommendations, suggestions, things like that. Also verify all information with the college that you are applying to as well. Very, very, very important. All right, so that is going to be important. Next, I want to go into a couple of questions that came in to me yesterday that I did not get answered. One question came in and it said, my son's grades are going to be lower this semester than last. He was on track to do extremely well. What should I do? Have the college counselor or your guidance counselor write a letter and explaining the circumstances. You know, you want to keep the college posted, but it's okay to have a letter follow that and let them know that they dipped because of these extenuating circumstances. Two, if a college goes test optional, how are they going to review an applicant? Just like I mentioned before, it's probably going to be a holistic approach, meaning they're going to look at the full package of the student. They'll look at the clubs, the activities, the resume, the letters of recommendation, the strength of the main essay. Now is a really, really important time to make sure that you actually have an excellent essay as well. Before I go into my closing thoughts, I just want to let you all know, if you are watching this, you can go to the Access College America website. If you want to learn more about my services, you can click on Schedule Session. Anywhere in America, as long as you have Wi-Fi, you can access my schedule. I am now enrolling scholars nationwide up to the class of 21. You can schedule a 30-minute free consultation in which I will talk with you more about my services, my packages, and all of that. My website also has a bunch of free resources. There's published articles. I do write for the Austin American Statesman and several other newspapers. There's a Scholarship Central page featuring over 100 scholarships. You can access my blog. There's several free resources under the Quick Links tab. You can access my archived newsletters and things like that. If you're interested in learning more about me, you can also, under the Founder tab, you can read my biography right here, my bio, and then I am a member of all of these professional affiliations as well, which is very important because that means there is a standard and experience that must be met in order to sit here and talk with all of you guys about that. Under the testimonials and press tab, my advice has been featured on ABC, NBC, Good Morning Texas, Good Day Austin, Parenting Today. So you can check out all of these segments here. Again, these are all free advice, and I do recommend that you check them out as well. So definitely schedule a consultation to learn more. I have very, very limited intake. I don't work with everybody because I do provide exclusive one-on-one guidance, okay, virtually. Now, a few last thoughts before we wrap this up. You know, admissions officers are real people. They are going to sympathize with you, all right? And so keep that in mind. If you're freaking out right now, a lot of people are freaking out and we're all in this together. More importantly, protect your grades. Make sure that you're ending the year strong. Get virtual, get connected, stay engaged with colleges as well. Use this time as an opportunity to renegotiate your offer letters as well. Juniors, get your applications done now, especially the essays. There is no reason to wait. You can get a lot of this stuff out of the way. In closing, leave in the comment section your email address. I'll send you my interview guide. I'm also doing a college camp and application kickstart camp this summer at More Than a Teacher. You'll need to be here in Austin, Texas to sign up for that. Make sure you are following Access College America to stay updated on the latest advice. Schedule your consultation online, accesscollegeamerica.org. I'm so impressed with the work that our 2020 scholars did. I congratulate you all on your success. I want you all to be well. I want you all to stay safe. I want you all to stay home, and I wish you all the best of luck in your college planning process. We're in this together. Work hard, get organized, and believe you can achieve everything you set out to. Best of luck. Thank you for joining me today. Have a great day. Bye-bye.